Hi everybody, it's Pastor Jim and this is the Children's Chat for Sunday, May 9th, 2021. And I'm talking about surprises today. You know that we have Flat Jesus going around and he can show up in surprising places. And that is what our topic is today. So in our scripture today, it's the beginning of Paul's letter to the Galatians. And Paul is talking about the biggest surprise of his life. So we know that Paul grew up knowing about the law, which is good, it's a gift of God. But in Paul's way of thinking, he got into not such a good place. He started thinking that his obedience to the law, his actions controlled his relationship with God. And even worse, he thought that he should enforce the same kind of actions on the part of other people. So it got to the point when Paul heard the teaching of Jesus, people tried to share the message of Jesus around. Paul said, "What? God's grace, God's love for everybody? No way, that's not going to work." And so he started getting mad and trying to stop these people from telling about Jesus, even to the point of putting him in jail or killing them. And so Paul was on a trip, and he was on his way to find and arrest some more Christians. And then the big surprise came. Jesus, who Paul knew had died, came to Paul. Jesus was right there with him, knocked him off his horse, and said, "Paul, why are you persecuting me?" Which I think is really cool because it shows that when somebody hurts Jesus' followers, it hurts Jesus too. So Paul fell off his horse, the whole incident blinded him, and he had to rely on followers of Jesus to heal him, to pray for him, to teach him about God's love and grace, and to get him back onto a new track, a better track. And it changed his life. He felt God's grace. He knew that even though he got it wrong, and really badly wrong in his own life, God loved him. God poured out grace for him and said, "Paul, you are somebody that I can use to help serve me." And it happened. Paul became the first great evangelist to take the good news of Jesus to the rest of the world. And he took it to places that nobody else had ever dreamed of going. So for Paul's surprise, he thought at first that it was a bad thing. It hurt him. But looking back on it, as he writes this letter, Paul comes to see how God uses this surprise to make the best thing happen that Paul had ever had. And this is how surprises work with God. In life, you're going to get surprises. You might think they're good things or bad things, but whenever there's something you didn't see coming and it busts your expectations and it rocks your world, always God is with you right there saying, "I love you, I'm here for you, I'm going to walk through this with you." And whatever you think about yourself or your situation or other people, God will always lead you forward with love and grace in surprising ways. So this weekend I have a surprise for you, and there's a surprise going on at our house, and Jesus showed up in different ways here. And I'm going to take the camera and we're going to switch scenes here, and we're actually going to interview, this is Cheryl, my wife, in the middle, and our kids Josh,
hello,
and Elise. And they came to surprise her for Mother's Day. And so I'm going to just interview them. So I have the interview microphone here. If you'll take that. And, somebody take Jesus here. Oh, I forgot to introduce, here's Reggie, the dog, too. Reggie is also glad that Josh and Elise are here. So they're noticing that the mic isn't plugged into anything, but that's okay. It's still...
Surprise! It still works!
Interviewer's microphone. So, Cheryl, my first question is for you. Did you see this coming?
I had no clue.
They totally surprised you.
They totally surprised me.
Okay, air high five, you guys, because you did a great job planning this for months ahead of time. Pulling it off with COVID and kidney stones and everything. So, as a surprise, did this bust your expectations for Mother's Day? Did it rock your world?
Yeah. I haven't seen my kids in almost a year. And, it was wonderful. I saw Josh briefly at Christmas, but I haven't seen Elise, and it's been over a year, and it was wonderful.
So you would say this is a good surprise?
This was the best.
Okay, very cool. And for all of you, and you can pass the microphone if whoever's speaking into it. Let's go to Josh and Elise. This was a trip that took a lot of planning and cost for you. You guys paid gas, you bought some food and gifts for your mom and stuff. Lots of work. Was that a problem for you to put in the work for this trip?
No, not at all. It was worth it to surprise Mom.
Worth it to surprise somebody you love. That's cool. Elise, what do you think?
Free bird!
Surprise!
No. It was definitely worth it. It was not a problem. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the prep of doing something. I mean, it was sneaky, but it was super fun to get to see her face and her get so excited this morning when she found out that we were both here.
Cool. See, this is how love works. Even though there's a cost, it's worth it for the people that you're loving. So how do you guys see, any of you, how do you see God's love and grace working for you this weekend?
I think the fact that we were able to all make it happen despite the unpleasant surprises we found this week with various health issues or other obstacles that had gotten in the way or critters that might have almost ruined the surprise, we were able to pull it off. And
Yeah, Reggie could tell that Elise was here even before anybody else got up this morning. So.
Yeah, I know. I had some vehicle issues.
We can't hear you.
I had some vehicle issues earlier, and was concerned the car might not be able to make it, but everything got repaired in time, and the traffic was great. Had a nice smooth drive, no issues there. It was a pleasant surprise to have limited construction on the way here.
Yeah, that is a surprise in the Midwest in the spring. Cheryl, what about you? God's love and grace for you this weekend.
Just the unexpected joy of getting to see the kids. I mean, getting to see the kids.
Yeah, unexpected joy right there.
Yeah.
We are the unexpected joy.
Yeah, you are the unexpected joy. That was it just was so cool because I was just thinking, okay, yeah, we're still working on the kidney stone. Okay, we'll get the house cleaned up so that, we can have company tomorrow and it'll be a kind of quiet day and okay, fine, and this is the best Mother's Day kind of thing. So,
She thought it would be quiet.
Surprise!
Surprise!
Okay, last question. So looking ahead, God's love and God's grace, what do you think will come out of this weekend that'll help the good news and God's love and grace keep going? Any of you? It's hard to tell, isn't it?
Right?
well, that's just it.
Where a flat Jesus is going to show up, you never know.
Well, it's nice to see that good surprises can happen even in really hard times like COVID and everything else that's going on, and be able to maybe provide some hope for other people too, that their good surprises are right around the corner, that even when you're not expecting something and maybe you're going through something rough like a kidney stone, could be even just right tomorrow that your favorite people show up at the door and then your kids show up a little bit later.
Pizza first.
Yeah. The pizza delivery guy first, then you guys.
Yeah.
Right. No, I don't think I could have said that any better myself. Because with all the fun that we've had, it's been a very interesting time frame here, and I think
That's us.
that's us. We are the interesting family. But yeah, I think that's it. It's good memories that we make that we carry with us, and those help us get through some trying times in the future.
Ditto. It just helps you be prepared and a little more open-minded, and nobody likes the unexpected, and sometimes the unexpected isn't so bad. So it can end up being a positive if you're open to it and willing to open the door at 7 o'clock in your pajamas, and you never know.
You never know. And Reggie's getting a positive surprise here too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you all for the interview. And this is Children's Chat, Focus on Surprise. Look for Jesus wherever you are, and you never know, you might be surprised too. God bless you. See you later. Bye.